All right, we're here for our pregame countdown, and Sean Devine's going to lead us through it by telling us about his. How many games you got this week, Sean?
I got three, but what I'll do is because I gave you the original list before the season started.
Yeah.
If I have changes,
Mhm.
I'll let you know. But this week there's no changes. But I will say I have three just missed the cut games, and I'll run through those real quick.
Okay.
The three that just missed the cut: Stanford at USC, Cal at Washington, and Syracuse at Maryland. They just missed the cut. I think they're going to be three great games, but they're not my big three for the week.
I agree. Definitely on Cal at Washington. The Cal has the potential to really stifle. I mean, they stifled Washington last year. I think they beat them 12-10 in Berkeley.
That's
if I'm
correct.
not mistaken.
12-10 last year in Berkeley. I think Washington has the edge of it being in Seattle.
Okay.
And then Stanford at USC. Stanford thinks to win that game because USC lost JT Daniels. It's a huge blow to them, and I don't trust the backup that's going to start now. Maryland hosting Syracuse. No clue what's going to happen in that game, but I think it's going to be a fun one. People should tune in. All right, number three, third best game of the week. Old rivalry renewed from last year. Nebraska at Colorado. Both teams 1-0. This is a huge game for both teams. Nebraska leads the series 49 wins, 19 losses, 2 ties. Both teams, since joining their new conferences respectively, have become also-rans. They've had good years here and there, but for the most part, haven't really threatened. Last year, Colorado pulled the win out 33-28 in Lincoln. Scott Frost and the Huskers want revenge. The line on this game, Nebraska is a 4-point favorite with the over-under being 64. The game is at 3:30 Eastern on Fox. Colorado hosts them at Folsom Field. It's a natural grass stadium, seats about 50,000. Look for a lot of Nebraska fans to make the trip up there to Boulder. I like Nebraska in this game, the revenge game. I think they got a little bit more pieces, even though Mel Tucker, I think, will ultimately get Colorado where they want to be.
I got you. And you said that one's on Fox, right?
That is Fox.
All right. All right, I got a graphic up here. I was a little late getting the graphic up, but if you're listening to this, watching this, there's your graphic, and there's your game, and it's 3:30 Eastern. So over on the left coast, you'll need to get up early.
Yes. Big game for both programs. As both programs, neither one made a bowl game last year. Neither one finished with a winning record. So huge game for both programs.
Gotcha.
Moving on to number two, second best game of the week. LSU at Texas. Texas leads this series 9 wins, 7 losses, and 1 tie. First meeting came all the way back in 1896, and LSU win 14-0 Baton Rouge. The last time these two teams met was back in 2003 in the Cotton Bowl, where Texas prevailed 35-20. Both teams coming off very successful 2018 campaigns. LSU was 10-3. They won the Fiesta Bowl 40-32 over UCF. Texas was 10-4. They won the Sugar Bowl over Georgia 28-21. Darrell K. Royal Stadium seats 100,119 capacity, field turf, and it's going to be rocking. It's going to be crazy. This is going to be a huge game. I think this is going to be a game that decides kind of the fates, not only of these programs, but kind of where they fall respectively in their conferences as well, because they both have very difficult schedules, and it's going to definitely affect the whole national picture. The Tigers are a 6.5-point favorite in this game. It's and the over/under is 55.5.
And that line has jumped a lot.
Yes,
So,
it's been moving. It's moving frequently.
There was a time when Texas actually had become was Texas.
Favorite.
Yeah, like 1 or 2. It wasn't not a lot, but
No, yeah. I think Texas has started as either a 2.5 or 3-point favorite. And the line has gradually moved all the way to LSU being a 6.5-point favorite. As of I just checked it about 20 minutes ago. That game is on ABC at 7:30 Eastern time. Man, this is such a huge game. I think it probably means more for LSU for the simple fact that I think with a loss, Texas can recover and potentially still win the Big 12. I think LSU really, really needs this game to springboard them. I think if they lose it, they might finish third in the SEC West. So,
well, I have to say that I really do like Tom Herman in big games.
Me too.
And a lot of people are laughing about that, and I'm getting the LSU people. I don't know if you've talked to any this week, but they're in complete denial. They're just like, "There's no way we're going to lose this game."
I'm just not.
I wouldn't. I mean, if Alabama was going to Texas, I wouldn't be freaking convinced that we were going to win.
No,
it's a big deal in Austin, and they play great in Austin, and Tom Herman is great in big games.
Like you said, Tom Herman's great in big games. I don't trust Coach Orgeron whatsoever.
No.
And I also don't trust Joe Burrow. I just don't trust him. I know they both won last week, but they were against, School of the Blind. But I do like Texas's quarterback, Eleanor. I think he's a big game player. Now, that's the key. If Texas loses him, if he goes down with an injury, I think Texas is sunk. So that's going to be key. But if he stays healthy, I think Texas ultimately wins it and wins it very, very close. It's going to be I have Texas right now 24-21 over LSU.
Yeah, I couldn't argue with that. I haven't picked on this game yet, but I can't get my brain wrapped around LSU going over to Texas and just, commanding the game like I'm hearing all the corn dogs are telling me they're going to do. I just can't wrap my brain around that.
I don't see. I mean, if LSU could very, very likely win the game.
Oh yeah, they can win the game.
Very close.
That's what I've told. That's what I've told the corn dogs that I've talked to, but it's not. They act like it's just in the cards.
They're going to win by 14 points, and
right.
It's going to be easy. And I just don't see it. I mean, the only thing that gives me concern is this will be a lot of players on Texas's defense's first time kind of under the bright lights because they lost a lot of seniors on that defense from last year. So that's the key. And I know LSU is definitely loaded, particularly in the secondary. So LSU could very much win the game, but run away with it, and I just don't see that happening.
No, I would right now. If I was pressed, I'd have to go with Texas close.
That's where I'm leaning right
now.
And
I don't see it being a high scoring game. I kind of agree with you. You're looking at both teams in the 20s somewhere.
Yeah, they're both physical football teams. So yeah, I'm thinking, like I said, 24-21 or maybe 20-17, something like that. I could see. And on to our last and the best game, what I think will be the best game of the weekend, week 2. The Texas A&M Aggies are at the Clemson Tigers, the reigning national champions. They're both undefeated. They both played Thursday games last week where they both won pretty handily. The current streak, Clemson on a 2-game winning streak, but A&M leads the all-time series, 3 wins to 2 losses, no ties. Last year, both had fairly successful seasons. Obviously, Clemson winning the national championship, very successful. A&M under Jimbo got the Gator Bowl win, 52-13 over North Carolina State.
What was that? 9 wins for A&M.
9 wins for A&M. Yep. And they started off kind of shaky, but it finished 9-4. So, good job for Jimbo there. Obviously, last year, very close game down at Kyle Field in College Station, which Clemson pulled out 28-26. There's a questionable call and a fumble, whether it was a touchback or not, with review. Shockingly, this game is an ABC 3:30 Eastern Time late afternoon kickoff.
Yep.
Figured this one would be
at
least a prime time game. This is a bigger game for Clemson, in my opinion, because this kind of really is their only, to me, true test this
Truthfully,
year.
If A&M goes up there and plays a decent game, I mean, because they're not really expected to win this game. What's the line on this game?
The line is this. You're not gonna believe it. Right now, it's Clemson is a 17.5 point favorite.
It's come down a little bit.
Yeah, and the over under is 64.5 points, which I think is a little high. Considered 28-26 last year. It's close, but it's not quite there. But I think this is a bigger game for Clemson than A&M. A&M has a gauntlet of a schedule. They're going to have plenty of opportunities to prove themselves as they progress this year. They have Clemson, they have Alabama, they have Auburn, they have LSU. They even play Georgia in a cross-divisional game. So A&M is chock full of nuts with good quality games on their schedule. But for Clemson, it's really going to be this game, the Syracuse game, and maybe they struggle with somebody else along the way because they're not paying attention or asleep at the wheel.
Right.
But that's really it. So this is going to be their opportunity to really, shine with the, basically whoever's going to be on the committee this year. Because let's be honest, beating up Duke, North Carolina State, Wake Forest, Georgia Tech like they did last week is not really going to impress the committee. So I really think Clemson needs to win this game and win it handily to kind of show that, yeah, they're still the Clemson of last year. So obviously their offense, high-flying, high-scoring. Lawrence is Lawrence. ETN last week was just unstoppable. And then their two receivers, you know about them, Ross and Higgins are amazing.
Mm-hmm.
But defensively, I do see a little bit of question marks at the linebacker spot and the cornerback positions for Clemson. So look for A&M to exploit those. A&M, on the other hand, Mond is a very good quarterback, but I still don't quite trust them fully on offense to really put up points with Clemson if it's going to be a shootout. Defensively, again, I still have some question marks if they can slow down Clemson's attack.
Yeah, I definitely. How do you feel about this one? I mean,
man, this is tough. I got to go with Clemson in this game.
Yeah, it's hard not to at home.
I don't know if they're going to cover 17.5, but
I would have to go with Clemson as well. I'm not going to be floored.
Sweeney in Death Valley, so I'll take Clemson, say 34-27.
Yeah, that sounds good. I'm not going to be floored if Texas A&M somehow goes up and wins the game, but I wouldn't be floored. But
I wouldn't be floored. They played them hard, and clearly with all the comments their players are making this week, they really want this game. They've circled their calendars for this game. So it would not shock me if A&M wins this game. But if I'm putting money down on it, I gotta say Clemson's probably going to win the game at home. Very hard to beat down there in Death Valley.
Yep.
Those are my big three, Doug.
All right. You got any? I know you said something about the 3 games that almost made the cut. You have any other games you want to say anything about?
No, not really. I think that's kind of.
How about your Irish? Let's go ahead and get that out of the way before I kick this intro in.
Indy's on the bye week this week. The weird. I don't like it.
But I know you've seen all the people that are acting like somehow that the game against Louisville actually means something, and
I'm more concerned with the injuries. We just lost a running back for the season with a full groin tear, Jafar Armstrong, who is supposed to be our kind of lead sled dog there at tailback, and the rest of the backs, they're all meh. They're okay. They're C+ talent. The positive I got from the game is that the defense, I think, is going to be the strength of the team this year. As they learn the scheme, learn how to execute, because there's athletic ability there, which I really certainly liked. We got New Mexico, not this weekend, but the following, which we should crush New Mexico at home.
I just seen something scroll across my screen earlier that Bob Davie is not going to be coaching New Mexico for that game.
Yeah, I guess he had a mild heart attack, but he's still in the hospital. And thoughts and prayers to him and his family. He wasn't a great Notre Dame coach when he was there, but certainly don't want to wish any ill will on him, and I hope he recovers. And it's too bad he's not going to be there. Yeah, Notre Dame should take care of business against New Mexico. Hopefully they can.
But I mean, I wouldn't be concerned at all if I was an Irish fan. I mean, Kelly's MO is that he kind of does play down to competition a lot, and I just don't see it as a big deal. It's first game of the year. We don't know how good Louisville is at this point.
True. I think I agreed with Herb Street, which I rarely do, but I really think he's right that Louisville could be 5-7, 6-6, or even 7-5 this year with Satterfield as head coach. I really kind of like the direction and motivation he had for his players. If they play like they did against Notre Dame for the rest of the way, I certainly see them going 6-6 and at least qualifying for a bowl game. And that would be, after last year's debacle, huge for Louisville.
Well, Sean, I appreciate you doing your must-sees, and I can't wait to get yours for next week.
Hey, thanks, Doug. Thanks for having me on, and you guys have a great show, and tell Shannon I said hello.
I sure will.
All
Bye-bye.
right. Bye now.
I also can prophesize the future, and I also can see subliminal messaging.
Okay, I'll tell you what, Miss Pillsbury's slow, girl. Now, I'm
Look, really? I'm pretty sure I could truck the shit out of you, you fucking overgrown baby.
Dude, whatever you're smoking, buy a ton of it.
I'm the greatest spectacular on the fucking face of the earth right now.
Possibility of women playing in the league, I don't think it's impossible.
You fucking punk ass bitch!
Jesus Christ, that hurt. I'm still gonna
I'm fucking real, bro. You ain't shit.
Well, this is smacking off. If you don't like it, change your diaper and leave.
Don't be ridiculous right now, okay?
I'd rather watch softcore porn than have to watch y'all
No, that's like Kobe. But then from there, you gotta cross. Bro, who invited this dude, bro? What the fuck? Get this dude out of here, bro.
No, U.S. is far better than Oklahoma historically.
Your meatloaf is moist as my pussy gets. I promise you that.
Oh shit, this has turned into Kane Arthur's drug class.
How are
They need you back at the cash register in 5 minutes.
Well, Tiki's life type minus the entertainment value.
Smack off. Smacking Off the podcast is starting in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1.
And welcome back to Smacking Off the podcast. I'm your host, Shannon Madden. I'm joined with Doug Phillips, my co-host and producer. What is up, Doug?
Not much. It's week 2.
It is week 2.
Got a lot of good games.
What a tumultuous week 1 that was.
Yeah.
For a lot of folks.
Tennessee people won't forget it.
Tennessee fans will. We'll make sure that they never, ever forget that. Georgia Southern. No, excuse me. Georgia State. I was wrong Georgia team.
Yeah.
Definitely not Georgia. There's another word after Georgia.
Yeah.
A loss to Georgia would have been understandable. A loss to Georgia State is
20 years
not.
ago, I didn't even know there was a Georgia State.
Yeah. Even in the condition that Tennessee is supposedly in, which we heard was really good. All of the Vol fans, they're high on Pruitt. Not so much anymore.
True that.
That makes me happy. That makes me happy inside. I'm sorry, Vol fans. Y'all brought this on yourself. If you hadn't brought Phil back, I'd probably, I don't know, I'd feel a little bit sorrier about it, but I just, yeah. We're watching the Tyson Lennox Lewis fight. I think this was the first fight, the first time they met.
Yeah, it was the first and the last time they met.
No, they met that second time.
No.
Where everybody was upset. No, you sure?
Yeah, you're thinking of Holyfield.
I am thinking of Holyfield. Yeah, that's right.
All right, let's see. And he's Hunter.
Tyson looks awful.
New people that have never been on the show tonight. Tyler Scott better be on the show because he's missed the first 2 segments that he's booked for.
He's on some very thin ice right now.
Yeah, this is so thin that he'll never get another shot if he doesn't come on tonight.
Tyson's cooked already. We're in round 7 now. We've been watching this for a minute. Okay, yeah, we got to talk about some football. So Hunter Scheinkopf, is that right?
You'll have to ask him.
I think that's right. Scheinkopf and Tyler Scott.
This is sounding promising. I love the sound of the ring, though.
I know, it's a really good ring. It's very solid. We're joined with Hunter.
Hunter, can you hear us?
Yeah.
Excellent.
All right.
Pronounce your last name. Let's see if I got it right.
Scheinkopf.
That was close. Yeah, that was close enough. I mean, close enough for it to not be uncomfortable between the two of us.
Well, shit, I'm gonna have to I'm going to have to add something to this picture here because I don't hear any Tyler Scott.
There is no Tyler Scott for the third time. This is his third time to not appear on the show.
We will get through this segment quicker.
We will. We'll definitely get through it quicker. We wanted to get through it with Tyler Scott, who is supposed to be on and has stood us up now, what, 3 times?
Sorry, it's the last time.
The last time. Okay.
It's the last time he will ever stand us up.
That's sad.
It is.
I feel like we never got to know him.
All right. I know.
Yeah. That's
so
yeah.
let me.
You had this shit ready, didn't you?
Yes, I did. I'm going to have to make this a lot smaller, though.
Hunter, you'll appreciate this if you're watching this at home, the graphic change. Hunter, how are you doing? What part of the world are you calling us from? Or are we calling you from?
I'm great. I'm from South Carolina.
South Carolina, what part?
Columbia, on campus student.
Oh,
USC.
wow. Okay. You're a disappointed young man tonight, right?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, it's been like that at South Carolina for some time, since Spurrier left at least.
Yep.
All right, when are you guys going to pull it together? Will it be with Will?
You asked me that a year ago. I would have said yes, but I'm out on Will.
You're out on Will. You're done.
Yeah.
You're done with him.
I'm done.
Who should South Carolina reach for next time out?
Hopefully, I'd love to see Dino Babbers.
Good choice.
That's probably my dream hire.
Anybody else? That's just
Realistically, they'll probably hire some Alabama coordinator again.
So, I mean, what's wrong with that?
It's because you working with Nick Saban doesn't make you Nick Saban.
That's exactly right. I'm glad you brought that up, Jimbo Fisher.
You ready to do some picks?
I am.
All right, let's jump right into this shit. Man, we got a big one up in Ann Arbor at the Big House. The Army. What's Army's nicknames? Are they the Cadets or are they the Black
No, they're
Knights?
the Black Knights.
The Black Knights.
Yeah.
Which one's the White Knights?
You're not allowed to do that no more.
I got you.
Yeah. That's off the table now.
I got you.
You can't name any more teams the Indians either.
Can you not?
Nah, it's just a thing, dude.
All right, so Army at Michigan. I do not have the betting lines on this.
Oh, the betting line. I actually know this one because I was kind of perusing through some literature before the show as Sean Devine was giving.
That's not
picks.
part of the picks, though. You're just picking straight up.
Yeah, but I think the line is like 22 points or something like that. Michigan.
Okay.
So, and that's a huge line for a team that could possibly give Michigan a little bit of trouble. Possibly.
You never know.
Hunter, what's your take?
I think Army, the triple option's a bitch to stop. I think Army's going to give them. It's going to be a game.
It's going to be a game, but Michigan's going to pull it out.
Yeah,
right?
Michigan. But I think Army can do what they did to Oklahoma versus Michigan.
Yeah, and 22 points on that one. I don't know. I'm almost interested in seeing how that one's going to play out, just to see how much money Vegas is going to make on that one.
Yeah.
Especially if it winds up being a Michigan blowout. You know.
I think this right here is one of the more interesting games of the day.
It is.
We've got Cincinnati going to Ohio State.
That's Tommy Tuberville's old team.
Old team, yeah. Who is coaching Cincy right now?
Awesome.
I'm really not sure.
Oh shit! You would have to ask me.
Might be Luke Fickell.
Is it Luke? The old Missouri head coach.
Really?
Yeah, I mean that's what the guy said.
Well, the guy knows what he's talking about. Probably.
I mean, let's hope so.
How do you feel about this one, Hunter?
I got Ohio State.
You got Ohio State, so you didn't have to think about that one. You think Ohio State's going to win handily?
Justin Fields is they're not missing a beat going from Haskins to Fields.
I got you. All right, moving right along. West Virginia at Missouri.
I'm gonna go West Virginia on that one.
West Virginia.
Yeah, Missouri's stock is sliding a little bit.
They went over and they lost to Wyoming, but.
Yeah, but that's again that's a team that an SEC team that is expecting to be any kind of contender should be able to handle. I'm not going to say blow them out, but they should be able to handle quite easily. I mean, there's not really any personnel on Wyoming that's vying for any major awards this season, as far as I know of.
Now let me see how good my memory is. I really believe that this may be Hunter's second favorite team here. Vanderbilt is going to Purdue.
Yeah, Purdue is my second favorite team. Both my parents went there.
So you're picking Vanderbilt, aren't you?
No. Jeff Brom, I think, rebounds against Nevada after Nevada.
Yeah.
Now, Vanderbilt, Jared Rifkin, who is another person I would like to have on the show at some point in time. He's like the only Vanderbilt fan ever.
He's like the only.
Or the only one online.
He's
anyways.
like he's younger than Sky Anastasian.
He is. I think he's shopping for colleges right now, but he's definitely pulling for Vandy in that one.
Gotcha. All right, so Purdue gonna handle him.
But Purdue's gonna handle it. No, that's what Hunter said. So Jared, take it up with him.
Yeah.
All right.
I think Purdue bounces back strong.
All right, now here is one that was, like I had posted a meme about earlier. This was a huge game back before the turn of the century. We got number 25 going to Colorado. Number 25 Nebraska.
I got Colorado in that.
Yeah, I don't know. It just doesn't seem like Scott Frost is turning it around as quickly as the Cornhuskers were hoping.
They struggled coming out of the gate.
Yeah, I mean,
a lot of teams do that.
Yeah. They are ranked number 25, though. That in and of itself is rather curious to me, particularly with the season that they had.
They're giving Scott Frost a lot of credit. They think that Scott Frost is going to turn the corner.
Yeah, Hunter, we were talking about South Carolina a moment ago. Will Muschamp and something about Saban. Yeah.
So you got Colorado.
Yeah, I got Colorado in that.
Yeah.
All right, now this right here.
This is the game of the day, isn't it? Well, for some folks, maybe.
Absolutely.
We actually got two really good games. Well, I'm not going to spoil the one coming up, but this one's going to be blockbuster. Texas A&M at Clemson.
Yes.
At Clemson.
At Clemson, yes.
Are you going to travel for that game? I mean, that's right down the street for you.
Nah, I'm gonna probably just go to the South Carolina game.
Say you don't go to the Clemson campus, do you?
Nah.
Yeah, you're. I mean, look, man, I'm a diehard Alabama fan, and I have been to Jordan-Hare to see an Auburn not play Alabama. Just because. I mean, you wouldn't just go to a Clemson game just to go to a Clemson game, just check it out. See what all the fuss is about.
I don't got a car though. So getting up there would be a problem there for me.
You can hitchhike.
No, dude, you're in college, man. Everybody has a car. You got to make some friends with cars.
I'll probably go to a game there eventually, but this week not working out.
Okay, all right, fair enough. I mean, do you want us to get a GoFundMe together? We'll get you Uber.
Yeah, fair enough.
I haven't been paying attention.
How much is an Uber from South Carolina, Columbia, South Carolina's campus to Clemson?
I don't know. How far are the campuses apart?
I'm gonna Google that shit while we're talking.
Who you going with on this?
As much as I hate to do this, I gotta pick Clemson in this game.
I got you.
Clemson's playing on a completely different level right now.
I know, and I fucking hate it.
All right, now
it is what it is.
here's a very interesting.
You think you hate it? God, we were on the receiving end of that shit for the national championship. That still hurts my ass.
Yeah, fair enough.
Here's a very interesting game because of what happened last week.
Mm-hmm.
BYU is going to Knoxville to play the Tennessee Vols.
That's a interesting game.
And it's a hard one to pick.
I think this is probably the hardest one that we have to pick on the screen here. That's at least it's the hardest one for me because I really can go either way with this one.
That and you just can't figure out did Tennessee just come out flat and are they much better than they looked or are they really that shitty? Because they could be. They could just be that shitty.
I'm gonna go BYU. I think they're a little demoralized. I saw players joking on Twitter about how they're quitting on the team.
Mm-hmm.
Pruitt saying not all guys are in. I'm going BYU on that one.
Yeah, I mean BYU didn't look horrible against in the loss against Utah last weekend. Right. I think it was like 33-22 or something like that.
They couldn't stop.
They kept it respectable. Utah is a dark horse to show up in the playoffs this year. According
They're a
to
good
some
team.
folks.
They got that running back's an NFL caliber dude, Zach Moss.
Nevada at number 16, Oregon, who just suffered their own humiliating loss, the hands of young Bo Nix last weekend.
I'm going to go Oregon, Herbert. And Nevada, they got lucky. Purdue just got tired. I think Oregon has better athletes to stay in the game.
I just hope Oregon.
I like that. That was a fuck you against Auburn. I appreciate that.
Oregon could be flat.
Me as an Alabama fan, that warms my heart.
Oregon could be flat. Nevada looks solid. I mean, I don't know how good Purdue is, but
yeah,
they just ran out of gas in the fourth quarter. They left their starters and they couldn't get off the field.
Yeah, just not deep enough.
They didn't rotate enough guys in, and it showed.
Gotcha. All right, now this it's arguably the biggest game of the day, along with Texas A&M at Clemson. We've got number 6 LSU heading to Austin to
Because
play
both of these games definitely have a national championship. You know, there's some implications in both of these games in week 2.
LSU playing the Longhorns in Austin.
That's going to be a great game, I think.
In Austin. Ooh.
In Austin. I'm going to go LSU on this one.
Well, I'm going to strongly disagree with you on this one. I really think, in Austin particularly, I think Texas is going to pull this one out.
I think
this is, especially if Texas has any chance to stay. Because let's say they win out in the Big 12, but the committee all gets together and we've got a few undefeated teams or some teams with some. Yeah, I mean it's good. It's going to be really important for Texas to at least show up very strong in this game. But I don't know, man. I got a sneaking suspicion this is going to be the one that puts them on the map this season.
This is
that and fuck LSU.
It's hard picking against Tom Herman in these big games, also.
Coach O's a dumbass.
Tom Herman is excellent in big games.
He is.
The coaches were swift. This would be a blowout, but.
All right, so we got one more here. We've got number 23 Stanford is going to Southern Cal. That's going to be pack after dark, 10:30.
You going to stay up for that one?
Yes, of course I am.
10:30
Eastern kick. I don't know what that is over there. Probably 6 something.
No, that's 8:30.
Is it?
It's just 2 hours.
No, from here, but that's the Eastern time.
Oh, the Eastern time,
yeah.
So that would be 7:30.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
All right. What do you think?
Stanford.
Yeah,
Yep.
I don't know.
Have you watched them yet? Who did they play?
Nah, I didn't get to watch Stanford this season, but USC lost JT Daniels, and I think coaching is much better for Stanford.
Have we ever had anybody make their picks as efficiently and quickly as this?
Yeah, Hunter's had a lot of time to think about
Watch him go undefeated.
Yeah.
Then we're going to say, look, here's the fucking key right here. Don't do a bunch of damn talking about some shit you don't know nothing about. Just throw that fucking score out there.
So then what you're saying is that we're probably going to ultimately wind up dumping Sean Devine, and he's going to be doing our picks. Sean, I have no part of this. I just want you to know that right now because I know you're listening.
Well, Sean don't do our picks. He just highlights 3 games for the week. But anyway.
Did you mail him his check yet?
I did not.
Okay, you need to do that.
You want to take our commercial after this segment?
And well, we can do anything you want to do.
Really
You're the
could.
producer. You have all the buttons over there.
Absolutely. All right, Hunter, this is the first time you've been on. Man, we got to get you on maybe for shit pretty soon. We've got
for when South Carolina plays the SEC championship game.
Or when Alabama goes over.
Okay.
That might be next week, though.
Next week, Alabama comes to Columbia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's going to be a fun time. How do you feel about that game?
You know.
No, I want you to say it with your mouth. I want to hear it.
It's not going to be fun.
Okay, excellent. That makes me happy.
Tailgate's going to be good.
All right, I appreciate it, Hunter.
Appreciate you, Hunter. Take care, man.
All right, thanks.
Are you irritated with something we said on the podcast? Well then fuck you. Call the smack line and tell us all about it at 304-508-BAIT. Don't be a pussy fuck boy. Call the smack line today.
Messages left on our smack line will be used at the end of smacking off the podcast episodes.
Make sure to check out Smacking Off the Podcast every Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern. And of course, the College Football Weekend Wrap-Up Show every Sunday evening at 9:30 Eastern.
It's part of a coach's job to see that every player is at his best, because it takes winning combinations of players to build a winning team. So we work to be strong in every position. Like the Tide, Golden Flake works hard to be a winning team. A winning team of snack treats. Golden Flakes makes sure that every one of their products is at its fresh and great tasting best. Golden Flake knows that every position on their team of snack treats is important, like Golden Flake Cheese Curl, with the tangy flavor of cheese, and Golden Flake potato chips and corn chips, for just the right salty taste. Long hours and hard work to be successful, to be winners. Golden Flake knows that the same thing applies. To making the best snack treats, they work hard to make sure that every snack treat is crisp, fresh, and delicious. That's what Golden Flake's goodness is all about. And that's what makes me proud to be a part of the Golden Flake team. Be sure to buy Golden Flake. You'll turn up a winner every time.
You know, I've coached some great players on some great teams and a lot of winning seasons. And there are some things all field champions share. They work hard, they play hard, they give their best on the field, and they love the game. They're as real as you can get. Just like a certain drink I know, a classic favorite that's so refreshing and great tasting. Yeah, it goes great with football. It's Coca-Cola. Man, I love this game.
G.I. Joe, G.I. Joe, fighting man from head to toe, on the land, on the sea, in the air.
G.I. Joe attacks! Boom, boom! G.I. Joe takes the hill! Bam, bam! Horrific battle!
Terrific equipment to have a battle with. When you get G.I. Joe and the authentic G.I. Joe equipment, you'll have the greatest realism, the greatest fun you ever had in playing soldier. Box after box of authentic uniforms and equipment, so you can change your G.I. Joe soldier into a camouflage Marine ready for battle, a Navy frogman with complete scuba suit and inflatable life raft, an Air Force pilot with high-altitude helmet and air vest. Get G.I. Joe and get G.I. Joe equipment, so you can set up exciting battle action whenever you want. Remember, only G.I. Joe is G.I. Joe.
Here's our Life Championship Top 10 for Week 1. Brought to you by
Badmont 30s, because who the fuck can afford Goodyear?
And by
Dr. Thunder, not nearly as good as Dr. Pepper, but a hell of a lot cheaper.
Number 10. The Georgia Bulldogs. Number 9. The USC Trojans. Number 8. The Miami Hurricanes. Number 7. The Nebraska Cornhuskers. Number 6. The Tennessee Volunteers. Number 5. The Michigan Wolverines. Number 4. The Fighting Irish of Notre Dame. Number 3. The Florida Gators. Number 2. The Florida State Seminoles. And numero uno for this week. The new top team for Week 1. The Oregon Ducks.
And welcome back to Smacking Off, the podcast. I'm your host, Shannon Madden. I'm joined with Doug Phillips, my co-host and producer of the show. We're also joined with Dane Kelley and Mafili Okifu.
We're not joined with Mafilio yet.
Oh, we're not? Oh, okay.
He did pop in, but he said it would be about
Has Mafilio always had that much hair on his whole entire head? That's a lot of hair. That's a lot of hair for one human being to have on their head. He's got like a lot of hair. He's got as much hair on his face as he does on his head. That is a hairy man. I bet the ladies love him. He looks like that guy that what was the guy that the gangster in The Shield. Did you ever watch The Shield?
I didn't.
I saw a couple episodes. I don't remember.
Yeah, the fellow that they had for the that was like the leader of the gang. That was like Big Mackey's nemesis there for a while. He kind of looks like him. Boy, I guarantee he gets some play in the clubs. So what's up, Dane? What you know good? How you feeling about them Clemson Tigers? They looked good last weekend.
I'm feeling all right. We got some improvements to make, but
don't we all? You know, everybody told us the dynasty's dead because we only beat Duke by 39 points. So, whoops.
I thought Alabama looked great. I mean, they started out a little shaky in the first quarter.
No, I mean, yeah, it's the very first quarter, the very first game. Every team in the nation looked a little shaky in the first quarter, if you want to get down to it. I mean, seriously. From just about every football game that I do watch. Maryland kept it going, so did Penn State.
Clemson looked shitty as hell, but, I mean, when you look as bad as Clemson looked and you win 52-14, what's to really fucking complain about?
Yeah, I mean, can we all talk about this for a minute? Somebody who is not a member of either the Alabama Crimson Tide or Clemson, Jalen Hurts, former Alabama quarterback who just gave a amazing performance against Houston. And bear in mind, it was Houston, but he put up, 500 and some odd yards of all-purpose yards, put 300 up in the air, was efficient as you could possibly ever want a quarterback to be.
He looked good to me.
God, he looked damn good.
I mean, of course, it was, like you said, it was against Houston, but, I mean, for a first game, new program, all that, I mean, he looked fucking great.
Yeah,
we'll see what he looks like against Texas and all those guys, but
and the reason I bring him up,
my team, and he looked fucking fantastic.
Well, the reason I bring him up is because Clemson's quarterback Trevor Lawrence, Alabama's quarterback Tua Tagovailoa, and
turn the ball over.
And I mean, look, man, what are you gonna do? It happens. All right, you throw the ball enough times, somebody's gonna catch it. Big fucking deal.
The wrong person's gonna catch it.
Trevor threw twice as many interceptions as he did touchdowns.
It happens. That's what I'm saying. It happens. But Jalen, I don't think he gave the ball up. I think he kept the ball the whole time and scored like every fucking time he could. 6 touchdowns for that motherfucker. Wow.
It was great.
So and then of course and his dad kind of of course, his dad always on the social media. He's, I guess, the Le'Veon Bell of college football now. He's going on social media to kind of, throw at just the slightest amount of shade toward Alabama's direction and the fact that, that Oklahoma has finally unlocked his potential, that sort of thing. Which, he was given more than enough chance.
Who the fuck throws shade at Alabama? Like, Alabama doesn't chill.
Well, look, and just to be fair, because I really need to, I just love bringing this up every chance I can get, because everybody's pointing, particularly the Oklahoma Sooners are pointing to the fact that, Jalen's just an amazing athlete, which we've always known that he's an amazing athlete. I think we've said that on the show more than enough times before Tua came around.
Right. I mean, did they not watch...
But
watch the fucking Natty game where he beat Clemson's ass. I mean,
and see, that's the thing is that he, also there were a few really good defense that he faced. The game against Washington. It's amazing that we won by as much as we did in that playoff game a couple of years ago, because Jalen didn't have anything to do with it.
50 yards.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we were faced with, and we had to make a change. We had to make a change in like the most strenuous of circumstances for us to make a change in the final quarter of the fucking natty. I mean, that's and then of course our Tua goes up there and he's a little shaky at first. I mean, again, the first few moments of him actually coming into this big of a situation. And stood up and delivered. So, Tua got a little butthurt about it. He got butthurt about the love that Tua was suddenly receiving, and everybody forgot about all of the stuff that Tua had done.
I thought that Jalen handled the whole situation
Jalen
fairly
did.
well.
The point I'm getting to, though, this is the point I'm getting to, and that's why I brought up his father, who is all over social media right now. His father got on social media and made headlines here, regionally. I'm pretty sure it did nationally as well. And, it was like a couple weeks before the spring game. Doug and myself traveled to Tuscaloosa. Doug brought his family, and I tagged along. And Tua, of course, was injured. He was out that game. So it was Jalen Hurts and our second stringer we have now, Mac Jones. Mac Jones put up some amazing numbers, like threw for almost 300 yards, and was just the ball was flying everywhere.
No interceptions.
Yeah, he looked damn good. He looked almost as good as Tua looks right now.
Wait, Mac Jones, is that the guy that had the fake field goal in the national championship game? Is that?
Yeah.
Probably would have been because he was the backup.
Yeah.
Or he was one of the backups.
But the Jalen Hurts was the starting quarterback. He was playing the first team, and he looked fucking awful. I mean, really, 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 really bad. Now, I know that they're putting him up against, if he was playing the first team offense, he was up against the first team defense, and the first team defense was among one of the best in the country that season. But, I mean, we just had every reason to not trust that Jalen was going to be able to continue to bring home the hardware with what we had going on. And, and plus his feels kind of got caught up in it a little bit. So what I propose is that Jalen, instead of bitching out, entering the transfer portal immediately and, sniffling and whining the whole way, he manned up, accepted where he was at. He started working with the same quarterback coaches quarterbacks coaches and offensive coaches that are working with Tua right now and turning him into a superstar. And he took all of that athletic ability, all that just raw athletic ability that he's gifted with, and now he's turned into what we saw last weekend against Houston.
I can dig it, man. I'm pulling for the guy all the way.
And I propose that had he
too.
not, and even Saban has said this too here in the past week, that if he had not worked that last season, or if he had not put in the work and put in the effort that last season and humiliated himself just a little bit further, right now he's my front runner for the Heisman. If he continues to put up those numbers, you'd be an idiot not to vote for him for number one. I mean, that's just insane. An insane amount of yardage for one human being. So, I mean, we'll see as the season progresses. I don't know that Oklahoma is going to have that many defensive struggles, so he's going to put up some monster numbers if he keeps it up that way.
Right. I mean,
CeeDee Lamb, though, CeeDee Lamb, that's my favorite receiver in the country, and this is coming from an Alabama fan who just absolutely adores Jerry Jeudy. But man, Lamb is just he's ready. He's ready for prime time right now. I think he was last year, and the year before that.
You said about him being. You thought he was the number one guy, and
him and I really like I really like y'all's running back, Travis. I always mispronounce his last name. Etienne. Yeah, like it almost sounds like a cable network. Etienne. Yeah, but
I would love to see a non-quarterback win the Heisman Trophy again.
That would be cool. Again, though, when you have the quarterbacks that we're talking about putting up the numbers that they're putting up, and of course, let's not forget Trevor Lawrence. It's going to be a fun race this year, I think.
Well, according to all the Facebook experts that I talked to, Trevor lost the Heisman against Georgia Tech, so I think you can just kind of count him out.
Trevor lost the Heisman in the very first game of the season. Yeah. Okay. We'll see how that works out. And Doug has actually made this argument quite a few times, just privately off air, that we really wish that they would award these player trophies after the postseason and consider postseason play.
Let them play all their games.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
All right. We'll kick ass.
So where the hell is Mafi?
I have no clue.
He was going to be here in
I tried to add him a second ago, and it's not. He's saying disconnected.
He's disconnected. He is disconnected. He might be having. Some female.
Do this fucking shit by myself.
Yeah, I guess he's having female issues. Because I'm telling you, dude, that is a sexy looking man. He is up to his eyeballs in Punani.
I have no comment. I don't know.
I mean, you can say he's an attractive man. Go ahead. Y'all been friends long enough. No homo.
No homo, man.
No homo.
No homo.
Okay.
He's very hairy. No homo.
But, I mean, so you do have an opinion about that then. So, I mean, if you have an opinion about his hairiness, then you obviously have to have an opinion about his appearance.
He's got a great personality. No homo.
Oh, man. So, no. So, you're actually kind of
No, we're done there.
No. I think we need to explore this for a minute because he's not here and we've got to fill some time. Come on now.
Okay. Carry on.
All right. So who's going to win the game? Clemson. All right, let's go. Thanks, Dane.
I guess I'm going to have to be the A&M advocate.
Really?
Yeah.
I can't even bring myself
here's the
to
thing.
do that.
Jimbo knows a whole lot about what's y'all's coach's name again, Dane? Huh?
Dabo or something.
Yeah. Jimbo knows a lot about Dabo. You know he does. And he's given Dabo a lot of problems as a head coach, is he not?
Early on, yeah, he did.
So
as of late, I think he's on somewhat of a losing streak.
He
I
is.
could be wrong.
Now he didn't lose by much last year, if I remember correct.
If you follow the logic,
what does that even mean?
You know exactly what that even means.
If you fucking lose, you lose.
Well, look, and I get that. I understand
in
that.
the national championship, or
if you follow the logic, there's no way A&M can lose this game.
Huh?
Follow the logic where it leads. There's no way A&M can lose this game.
All right, I'll bite.
No way that A&M can lose this game.
Yeah.
Look, Mafilio's not here. I'm doing my best here. Goddamn it.
Yeah. Go ahead and explain why Jimbo Fisher's going to whoop that ass, Doug. I mean Mafilio.
Exactly. But just think about it. It's going to happen, dude.
Excellent.
I don't really know a lot about Texas A&M.
Dane, you really don't have much of a rebuttal for that, do you, buddy?
I thought Doug had more than that.
Kevin Mon.
Are you done?
Kevin Mon.
Kevin fucking Mon, dude.
Am I right?
Kevin Mon.
Kellen?
Oh, sorry. Is it Kellen?
It's Kevin.
I think
Kevin
so.
Kellen.
It's
It's okay. The one
It
that
might
says
as well be Kevin
The
at the
one
end
that
of the
says
day.
Mon on the back of his jersey.
Yeah. Kevin is
that
not.
guy?
Kevin is not playing for Heisman this year. That's a fact. So.
I like Kellen. I think he's probably a top 10 quarterback in college football this year, but they did lose their best running back.
Do you think too much is being made of you guys' trip to College Station last year? I mean, that was at College Station.
I don't know.
I mean, you did sound a little salty about it, so I know you have an opinion about this.
We won the game.
I know that, but do you think
that's
too
not
much is
my
being made of
opinion,
it?
it's a fact.
You get what I'm saying?
This guy.
A&M, I'm sorry, Clemson goes down. They play a close game. There's, according to some people, there was questionable call in the game. I did not watch the game, so I don't really know. But
Well, there was a questionable call, and it was reviewed by the officials, and they confirmed the play. So,
But you get what I'm
I don't
saying?
know.
Okay, so A&M plays y'all right down to the wire. So people in their mind automatically assume, okay, next year it's going to have to be something similar, or maybe A&M takes another step forward and wins the game. Too much being made of it. And Clemson actually just whoops their fucking ass.
I think that Clemson's just going to whip their fucking ass. A&M had like the worst pass defense in the country last year. They really haven't changed much as far as personnel. Now, they did have one of the best run defenses, but I mean, if you're going to shut down Travis Etienne, you've got the guy who lost the Heisman Trophy in the first week against Georgia Tech, tossing the ball all over the yard to T. Higgins and Justin Ross, maybe even Amari Rodgers, who tore his ACL in the summer but has been practicing this week somehow. And then we've got freshmen all over the fucking place. Joey Ngata and some guy named Ladson. I don't know. You may have heard of him.
Say that name again?
Ladson.
What does he do?
I believe he's from Miami. Wide receiver.
Okay.
Basically a Justin Ross carbon copy. I don't know. I don't think it'll be that close of a game. At least
I've seen situations like
we'll
this.
definitely cover the 16 points or whatever the hell this
You think so?
is today. I think so. I just don't think they have anything on the back end. On the
SEC officials are doing this, according to Mr. Devine.
Well, of course.
Last year, ACC officials did it.
I would prefer to have SEC officials over ACC officials. I've never really cared for ACC officials.
Yeah, because you know damn well that the SEC officials already know that they don't want A&M anywhere near the championship.
Well, and plus, too, all Alabama fans know that SEC officials bribe very easily.
Right.
Yeah.
And Alabama's not on the other sideline, so I'm really not worried about it.
Yeah.
I'll take that as a plus for Clemson.
Well, all the officials in the whole country are told don't do anything that will disturb Clemson and Alabama's paths.
That may be true.
I mean, it's believable. I could believe it.
I believe it. It sounds great to me.
Yeah, and
audience.
If you follow the money, it makes sense. All right, so we're now joined with. No, I'm just kidding.
There's still no affiliate. We've been stood up twice on this podcast.
On this,
this is some bullshit.
What?
Yeah, we're getting stood up all fucking night, man. This is fucking bullshit.
Well,
I feel like a small titty freckle girl.
Small titty freckle girl.
Yeah.
What kind of different? Oh.
Small titty freckle girls, they don't get a call back.
I got you.
Yeah, they're disposable. I'm glad we had this conversation.
Jerry Looney says that Clemson sucks. Jerry Looney is picking Texas A&M.
Surprise.
By 20, what was it? Oh, 27 points.
27 points.
Jesus Christ.
Wow. Jimbo's got this shit on lock.
Is he putting money on that?
37-10.
Jerry Looney. Dane, now, of course, we have to say that this broadcast is based in Birmingham, Alabama, where sports betting is illegal. But Jerry Looney,
am not in.
Jerry Looney, yeah, you're not. So, Jerry Looney, you need to contact Dane in South Carolina and put some money where your mouth is, please.
Yes, do that.
Yeah, but how much you putting up, Dane?
I'll put the 401k.
Oh, $23, y'all. $23 right now.
And 15 fucking cents, baby.
$23.15. That's going to be a great year. A Kardashian will be president by then.
I can't argue with that. I think that will happen.
Oh, absolutely.
It's
Is
coming.
it going to be Kim?
No, Kim will be dead by then. Again, we're talking about 200 years from now. 300 years from now.
Okay.
300, well, almost 300 years from now.
Okay, so I'm going to choose to say, because I really like Mafilio.
Can you imagine if somebody 300 years from now is listening to this and just laughing their fucking ass off? Holy shit, he fucking got it right. Look, it's the Kardashian girl. She's fixing to make a speech. Yeah.
You mean like simultaneously listening right now because everything's happening at once?
Yeah, you can like watch 4 TV shows and listen to 4 things because they're gonna have the whole human brain at that point. I want the whole human brain.
I mean, we got 10% of it.
I got less than that. I guarantee you. I smoked at least 6% of it away.
Gotcha. All right. I'm choosing to believe that Mafilio stood up Dane, not the podcast.
Yeah,
that is completely believable.
I accept that. I feel bad. It makes me feel better about it.
Do you want me to stick that mask on Mafilio real quick? The no-show mask?
Man, I hate to do that, especially with all that beautiful hair on his face.
I've got to do it now before we can
So
end
who are you guys picking?
I think Clemson's going to win.
Yeah, I think you'd be an idiot.
Bigly or?
I think it may go down to the wire, but I think Clemson will find a way to win at home.
I don't think it's going to be a razor thin loss like last year. I think we're going to see a lot more offense, particularly from Clemson. I just want to see Travis run. Man, that guy is an amazing runner. Yeah, I wish we had him, but we ain't doing so bad.
You guys got some damn nice backs.
Yeah, we're all going to meet again in the national championship game. It doesn't matter.
We're all gonna.
I don't even know why we're talking about the rest of these games. I mean, this
I
season
don't
for
either.
all of these other teams is just completely.
God
pointless.
willing, we'll all meet again and Spaceballs
What do you guys
too.
think about LSU and
Texas.
I like Texas.
Yeah,
I do.
Texas.
I really like Texas in that game.
In
I
games
really like Texas, but
At
something
home
tells me
in
LSU
particular, I think that's kind of the deal breaker for me. That's kind of that's my tipping point is the fact that it is an
I
offense.
had to do it, guys.
Something's telling me LSU is winning that game for some reason.
Well,
Hey,
something's telling a lot
really-
of people that, but I don't know.
I really hope you're wrong.
I like
really
Tom
do.
Herman in big games.
I don't like Coach O at all. So there's that. Because
Other than you can't understand him.
yeah,
What's not to
actually
like about Eddie?
look, and to be fair, I actually have some people in my life that I've known over the years that were coon asses, and they were okay. They were good people, good solid people. I wouldn't leave my money.
Are you allowed to say
loose
coon ass?
around them? Yeah, you can call them coon asses.
You're allowed to. Okay, good.
Yeah. I mean,
I've never even heard that word before. Please give me the definition for what did you say? Coon ass?
yeah, coon ass. Yeah. That's the
Please explain.
preferred nomenclature for somebody from Louisiana. Don't let's not start making a racial thing about this or this that. This ain't got nothing to do with that Dane. This is a Christian show.
We left Dane.
Did we leave Dane?
Yeah, but we're back.
Did we hang up on Dane? Holy shit, we hung up on you. I was sitting there talking to you, and I had the whole thing.
You fucking hung up on me, man.
Hang
I
up
didn't
on him
even get an
again.
explanation.
He's being a cunt. Hang up on him again.
We gotta call Justin Pike anyway. Okay, so Clemson's gonna win. Shannon, you agree? Clemson's gonna win.
Yeah, I don't think there's no doubt in my mind that Clemson's
Mafilio,
not
what
gonna
do you
win this
think about
game.
it? You do, Mafilio.
Hang on. I got one from Mafilio.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So, thank you, Mafilio, for not showing up on Smacking Off the podcast. That hurt my feelings. It hurt Dane's feelings. I think you did it to slight Dane, so I think it hurts Dane more, and that makes me happy.
We'll talk to you later, Dane.
Wow. Fuck you guys.
Excellent. I'll see you in the playoffs, bitch.
All right, bye.
We're just going to keep talking, and I'm going to call Mr. Pike.
No. You're
What?
going to call President Pike.
Oh, is he president?
He's president.
Well, I'll be damned.
He really, if you want to think about it, the grand scheme of thing, he never was not president. There were some problems there.
He was just president of the whole Smack universe.
It's like when you're dating somebody and they don't answer your text immediately,
Mhm.
and then they get back to you after a while.
Good evening.
President Pike, ladies and gentlemen.
How is it going?
How are you doing tonight, sir?
I am walking to the car with my beautiful Bolivian fiance.
Now how's that going? Are you expecting a child?
Well, no, not right now.
Oh,
Some
okay.
things kind of went south.
Oh, okay. All right, well.
Remember when we were talking about the gun law things? I have a solution.
What's that?
I want to hear this.
Okay. What you do is you give every single person you give the gun license to,
Uh-huh.
they have to have a mental evaluation by a professional psychiatrist.
Okay.
What do you think?
Do you mean just private sector people, or do you mean government people too?
Why not? It ain't gonna hurt nothing.
No.
I
Hold
just
on.
left the bar. I'm a little tipsy, by the way. I just left the bar.
No, hold on. What I'm saying is,
So are you? And I got to ask this just right off the gate, since we're going to have this discussion, I guess.
Do they get
are you a gun owner? Do you own a gun?
No, I've never shot a gun in my life.
Never shot a gun.
I thought you told me you went hunting one time.
I know. Landon made that, not me.
Okay.
So Landon did all the shooting, and you just watched.
Yeah, I don't watch that stuff.
So you had to look
I
away
like
when he
guns.
shot.
If nobody had a gun, then there wouldn't be no gun shooting.
Well, I mean, true, but I mean, people still kill each other in other ways. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Would you feel better if they all got pushed out of windows?
I would.
Them damn
That would be
windows,
fucking
right?
awesome, actually.
Yeah, bam windows.
Well, if you're going to do that, then you're going to if you're going to give everybody a mental evaluation, you're going to have to do that with government folks too. That
Sure, why not?
Well,
That's great.
I mean, do cops get mental evaluations now? Because
they should.
I've seen quite a few that don't really seem like they're very mentally
Well, they
stable.
do, but and this is actually a little known fact, but you can actually be too smart to be a cop.
Oh, absolutely.
If your IQ is
Say
over.
hey to Doug and Shannon. Say hey.
Hi.
What's up, girlie? How you doing?
Doing well.
Well, good. Are you making President Pike behave?
We're trying. It's kind of hard though.
Oh, that's very hard. That's like 3 full-time jobs.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, it's wonderful to hear your voice.
We're a little tipsy. We're leaving tomorrow. She don't want to talk no more. She's real shy.
Oh, I don't blame her. Yeah. I mean, we're some pretty awful people. Okay, so
The first lady was on the podcast. We broke a record today.
that is right. We've actually and that was actually started by Melissa, Cowboy Adams Melissa. And I appreciate that, and we've had now the 2 greatest guests we've ever had have brought
Speaking of
their
which,
family onto the show. This is amazing.
Speaking of which, Cowboy Adam will be on the podcast with us Sunday.
Oh wow!
Reviewing the what happened on Saturday.
Cowboy Outlaw.
Sorry.
Cowboy Outlaw. You got to get it
So
right.
what do y'all think about my pick? The Packers and the Bears. So I took the Bears plus 3.5. No, excuse me. I took the Packers plus 3.5. I bought a half a point.
When is that game?
I laid 230 to win 200.
When is that game?
It's on right now.
Oh shit! What's going on?
Yeah,
Give us
we're
an
sitting
update.
there watching
it's
old Ali videos. We need to get it up on some football.
It's 7-3 at halftime. It's
Wow.
a very defensive game. Very, very defensive game.
Real quick, I know that you used to be a former Vols fan. How do you feel about their chances against BYU
This
this
is what
weekend?
I want to talk about my confession. This is a big confession.
All right.
So when I came to the SEC SMAC game,
Mm-hmm.
I don't have an SEC team.
You don't have an SEC team at all.
No, I've never liked an SEC team ever.
Oh my God.
Before all this started.
Oh my God.
You mean you made the whole thing up?
You made the whole thing up, you
My
bastard.
friend added me to the group wanting me to help him talk shit and said, okay, be an Ole Miss fan, and we're going to troll these Alabama fans because we're going to beat Alabama this year. That's when they had Bo Wallace. And
David Marshall was behind this shit the whole fucking time. Oh my.
His name's Jonathan Weaver. Do you know who Jonathan Weaver is?
JP Weaver?
Yeah, Jonathan Weaver.
Okay, I know JP Weaver, but I don't know Jonathan Weaver.
No, John Weaver. He's an Ole Miss fan, and he is like a big Oxford insider down there.
Oh, really?
And he was like, Justin, you got the personality for this. You need to go in these groups. You need to go in here and raise hell and cheer for Ole Miss because we're going to beat Alabama this year. And that's how my notoriety got big because I kept saying all year, we're going to beat Bama, we're going to beat Bama. And I told him, I was like, dude, I don't know if you're going to beat Alabama. But then they did beat Alabama. And then they beat them 2 years in a row with Jack Kelley.
So where does the Pike curse come from?
That's where
That don't
it
sound
came
like a
from.
curse at all to me.
That's where it came from.
Well, no, the Pike curse started when I started cheering for Tennessee, Georgia.
Gotcha.
Then I cheered for Bama.
So drop the bomb. Who do you really cheer for?
I don't even think I cheer for anybody.
You don't
So-
you don't have a favorite college football team.
You're here to let us know
I
that
really
you're
don't.
really
I really don't have a favorite college football team. I really don't.
you're more of an NHL guy.
If somebody were to put a gun to your head right now,
That has happened before.
I understand that. But actually, we kind of talked about that. A lot of folks thought that was a joke, but that was a real thing.
No, that was a real thing.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
There was another gun to my head.
Ouch.
I actually found the accident report on it.
Yeah.
Or not the police report. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, no bullshit. I was traumatized. I got 2 weeks paid vacation. Well paid. I told him I needed time. But anyways, if there was a gun to my head again, who would?
And it doesn't have to be an SEC team. It could be any team across the nation.
I understand. God, it's fucking hard. I'd say the North Carolina Tar Heels.
Who beat South Carolina last
Something
weekend?
made me think that you were going to drop a bomb on the podcast and say you were an Ohio State fan and that you had been for life or some shit like that.
Yeah.
I hate Ohio State with passion, and I hate Michigan.
Yeah, I kind of hate both of them too.
But yeah, I never liked the SEC. The whole SEC thing started just because they wanted me to go there and go talk shit and start shit up.
Well, hey,
because I used to be in this group it was the Dallas Cowboys versus Washington Redskins. And I'm a Washington Redskins fan, and I was fucking with all kinds of people in there. And I was like, okay, and my friend's like, all right, let's take things next level. Hey, can I smoke in here, baby? I'm on the podcast. No? God damn. She got this new car, thinks she's all damn fancy now, and I can't damn smoke in it.
Yeah, that's laying the smackdown right there. I enjoy that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's as bad as what Miss Terry did to.
I love a strong.
You hear about
woman.
what Miss Terry did to?
Yeah, made him get on the treadmill for 20 minutes.
Right.
Because he was bad.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah. Yeah. Mama don't play that
y'all
shit.
want to hear my lock of the week NFL this week?
Let's do it.
All the bettors out
Justin
there.
Pike's lock of the week.
The money line. So
The money lock.
You're gonna lay 140 to win 100. Take the Detroit Lions even against the Arizona Cardinals. That's the lock of the week NFL.
And that's the lock of the week.
The lock of the week in college football is. The lock of the week in college football is BYU plus 3.5 over Tennessee.
Do you think BYU is going? So you think BYU is going to beat Tennessee?
If they,
He thinks it's going to be close enough to win on the
by a
board.
field goal, and that half point will save your life.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. That one's I got weird feelings about that game. I
mean,
really
if
do.
Georgia State's going to beat them, then I don't see why BYU could.
BYU is certainly a much better team than Georgia State.
If BYU played Georgia
Tennessee will
State
be a
tomorrow,
much
they'd
better
win
team,
by 30.
probably though.
I would hope so.
No, it wasn't. Then I don't know. If that's the way the domino effect's going to go. Then BYU should easily handle them. I don't think a home field advantage is really going to mean that much.
Yeah, you're
Not
right
this
about
Neyland
that.
Stadium. It's not that damn loud.
I mean, seriously, is that what that'll probably be 30, 40,000
That's a
ball
tough
fans will
fucking
show up
place
there.
to play.
It's going to be a tough place to
Ask
fill.
Georgia State, man. They really struggled their ass off to get the win there.
They did.
What y'all think? What do y'all think about Clemson A&M?
I think Clemson wins.
I think Clemson handles
think
business in that.
Clemson
They've got too many
by-
weapons on offense that and Texas A&M is good defensively, but it's still a mismatch to me.
I can't go against a home team like that in a big game.
No, but I don't think they'll get beat by what the spread is, 17.5.
No, I think it'll be a damn good game. I just think Clemson finds a way to win in the end. It wouldn't surprise me if.
Yeah, and that is a really lopsided, particularly with last year's contest. So that's kind of the public perception of where A&M is at versus
I think
Clemson's
A&M probably
at
go
right
into
now.
the fourth quarter with a lead or something.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be something like that. But I just
love that.
I don't know, man. I think it's going to be all Clemson all the time. I really do.
It could be.
It's going to get quiet there for a minute because
Yeah,
that was
if y'all got the bookie, take the Detroit Lions even over the Arizona Cardinals. Kyler Murray, Cliff Berry's first game in the NFL. I think it's going to be a total mismatch. I think Matt Stafford's going to have a good game.
Fair enough.
Arizona doesn't have a good offensive line either. I think it's going to be a shit show in Arizona this year.
I'm still reeling from the news that you absolutely have no college football team whatsoever.
I don't have a college football team.
Well, you need to get
I mean,
one.
when I told you North Carolina, I don't even really like North Carolina. I have no feeling for college football.
Well, can we just
I'm
do this?
Huge Washington Redskins.
You need to think about this for a minute, okay?
My granddad was actually drafted by the Redskins back in the 50s.
Really?
Yeah,
God bless him.
he's dead now. Lee Handback, look him up.
Maryland just dropped 77 on somebody. Pike.
Well, yeah. Isn't the Butch Jones their head coach now?
No.
No,
Butch Jones is
Butch
still in
Jones
Alabama.
is
He's
not a
still
head-
washing
he's not-
cars at Tuscaloosa.
Giving Saban his coffee
I
like a
thought he
good
went
boy.
to Maryland.
He did. He went up there and then for some reason came straight back. I don't know if Saban offered him more money or the guy that he followed to Maryland said, yeah, you need to go back to Alabama. I don't know which
You
one
ain't
happened.
getting my job, buddy.
But he was on the sideline at the Duke game on Alabama sideline.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, I know.
He looks great in crimson and white. He really does.
He looks great and when he's
So who do you
washing the
guys like
car.
this weekend? Who do y'all like?
Out of who?
Just who do you like? Any upsets?
I like
I don't know. There's a couple that we've kind of
I like
tossed around.
I like
Cincy and
Cincy
Ohio
to have
State.
a shot at Ohio State.
Tulane versus Auburn is also an interesting matchup too. Tulane is defensively is a lot better than people would expect, and
Got a hellacious
we've still
run
got we've still got Bo Nix at quarterback. We still don't know who Bo Nix is. Is Bo Nix going to come out and be the Bo Nix that won the game for Oregon, or the Bo Nix that was kind of helped Auburn get behind in that game?
I don't know.
So I don't know though. Between those two, I don't know. I
Did y'all see that picture when he was celebrating in Auburn? He was like a little kid. Ain't that wild?
yeah. I mean,
yeah. You're talking about when he was
Yeah,
little
I'm
kid.
asking two Alabama fans about it. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, we love Auburn.
Yeah, fuck Auburn.
We love those little tykes.
You can't be biased, guys. Can't be biased.
Oh, absolutely, we can be biased. Hell yeah, we can be biased.
And we are.
I think our listeners expect us to be biased. That's the only reason to tune in is to hate.
Do y'all listen to Joe Rogan's podcast at all?
Yeah, I check it out every once in a while.
I love Joe Rogan's podcast. I listen to it religiously.
He's hilarious. And I agree with a lot of the stuff that Joe Rogan says.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know why? He's liberal. That's why you do.
No, I'm not a liberal. I'm a
Joe Rogan's
liberal.
Joe Rogan. He as far as socially, he's definitely liberal, but he also has some.
I'll be right in there.
I'm a liberal.
Fiscally, though, he does have some conservative leanings.
I'm more of a
though.
libertarian.
Don't you be looking at nobody while I'm out here smoking on the podcast.
She's gonna do it.
Smoking on the podcast.
She's gonna be looking on her Facebook. I bet she's
I
got.
love her. I can't believe I got her to talk.
That was. How long y'all been dating now?
18 months.
Wow, year and a half. Y'all
18 months at 17.
So y'all gonna get married?
Maybe.
Maybe.
I'm taking her to Hawaii in November for her birthday.
You're to Hawaii?
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow. Hashtag lifestyles of the rich and famous.
Lifestyle of the rich and famous. Landon Beam was playing for half of it.
Oh wow.
No, that's a rich motherfucker right there, that Landon Beam.
I know he's paid like that.
Yeah.
He ain't fooling me.
He's got a lot of money.
I know he sits in a very expensive car when he talks to us on his $1,500 iPhone that has all the accessories.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's something else. Everybody thinks he's me. That's the hilarious part.
He is you, isn't he?
We disproved that theory like a year and a half ago.
We
And
didn't
people
really
still kept running.
We didn't
with
really
that shit.
disprove it. We had two people on, and one of them was this voice here.
But we've had Landon and Justin on different times, and
it's
together,
proven in my mind, but to the naysayer, they listen to that and they just say, "Oh, that."
And
they
there's-
just got somebody else to do a voice.
What
And,
you gotta think about the audience that's listening is a bunch of rednecks, so of course.
Yeah,
it's
this
gonna
is
be
true.
like, oh, I don't believe it.
a bunch of inbreds.
A bunch of inbreds.
I like to imagine that Paul Feinbaum listens to this podcast every once in a
He
while.
does.
Yeah, and gets notes.
Yes.
That would be awesome. If I
I
heard
love
that.
this podcast. Did y'all see my review that I left?
No, I didn't.
I left a review.
Most people that leave a review is more like they leave
I I saw a review that said Doug and Shannon love to 69 each other.
That was I believe that was Russ Mostert.
I think that may have been Smack Jesus. Yeah.
Yeah, that might have been the Smack Jesus himself.
Oh,
Whatever happened to that guy?
You gotta have people hate you. It doesn't make it.
If you don't have people hating you, you're doing nothing right.
You're doing it wrong. You might as well be on The View or something like that. You know what I mean? Even they hate each other.
Or our parody podcast, Fapping Off the podcast, the one that Teddy Shacklesworth is going to be coming up with pretty soon. I can't wait to hear that
They're
one.
not going to do that.
God, they got to, man.
I know. I would love to see it.
Interesting postscript. Derek King, a.k.a. Teddy Shacklesworth, did his very best to get on this program tonight. The trick is that he was very insistent that we call him through Messenger. And I actually just stuck it out there. Well, we're going to have to call you through Google Hangouts, and I got no reply. No.
They're trying to get your IP address.
I know. It works out like that.
Yeah, they just need to switch that whole game up. It's just not working anymore.
I don't understand why and I was kind of shocked to find out that whole little crowd, the one that, of course, Amy, Sheffield Welch, and
but the moment
and, a few of the other Rowdy Roddy and all them, they're a lot of those people are a lot older than I thought they would be
like in
to be
their 50s.
acting like they do. Yeah.
You know,
hell, I'm 30 now.
The day that
I won't
there's
talk about how
the
old
day
I
that
am.
there's not people that take it this seriously though, then Smack dies.
True.
So we depend on Pike depend on those people making posts to get angry.
Yeah, all of you stupid
Without
motherfuckers
them,
out there,
I'm
we
fucked.
do this for you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All
We
right.
do this for you.
You got any more bombshells to drop?
No more bombshells. Hey, I'm here at the bar. It's really loud.
President Pike will be running for group president again. Re-election's coming up, in March, I believe. So March is going to sneak up on
Goddamn,
us.
the Braves are beating the fucking Nationals.
Oh, wow.
Fuck.
All right, we're out.
They got Corbin pitching tomorrow. We'll be all right.
We're out. You go into
Justin
the bar.
Pike, have at it, buddy. It's good to talk to you.
Hey, always a pleasure.
Always.
Find Smacking Off the Podcast on Facebook and on YouTube.
Tune in to Smacking Off the Podcast every Sunday at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 Pacific. Fuck each and every motherfucker who doesn't.